Hello there. Conor McGregor appears to be saying what most other people in the Republic of Ireland are thinking, but now it's reported that he's under police investigation. Conor McGregor, 5 times mixed martial arts world champion, has just ripped the Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar a new one. And it's not just Ireland listening to what he's saying, and they are all comparing what's happening in Ireland to what's similarly happening in their own country. Exactly what our establishment overlords do not want. They don't want the proletariat realising how wide and deep their plans go. So McGregor will also have drawn the attention of those who do not want any change in Ireland, especially where border control is concerned, just like in the UK. And McGregor targeted Veradkar because of his extremely weak response to the release by Hamas of 9-year-old Irish-Israeli girl Emily Hand. Veradkar put out on X, "This is a day of enormous joy and relief for Emily Hand and her family. An innocent child who was lost has now been found and returned, and we breathe a massive sigh of relief. Our prayers have been answered." And this drew a tirade of anger, especially from McGregor. He summed up the response, replying with, "She was abducted by an evil terrorist organisation. What is with you and your government and your paid-for media affiliates constantly downplaying, attempting to repress horrific acts that happen to children? You are a disgrace. The day after a stabbing of children in Ireland, not one paper had it on their front cover. We will not forget." Not only that, X put a readers added context box under Varadkar's original post, which said, "Emily Hand was kidnapped by Hamas terrorists on October the 7th. The use of the term lost is inappropriate and fails to highlight that she was released as part of a hostage deal. Do you find this helpful?" One hopes that Veradkar himself saw it and found it helpful. Now McGregor has been putting some very direct posts out on X, and it is being reported that the Irish police are investigating him for potential hate crimes. And some of these posts hint at some sort of action being planned by McGregor to change Ireland. But when the leader of Britain First, Paul Golding, urged him to organise a freedom march, McGregor replied that, "I do not condone last night's riots. I do not condone any attacks on our first responders in their line of duty. I do not condone looting and the damaging of shops. Last night's scenes achieve nothing toward fixing the issues we face. I do understand frustrations, however, and I do understand a move must be made to ensure the change we need is ushered in, and fast. I am in the process of arranging. Believe me, I am way more tactical and I have backing. There will be change in Ireland, mark my words, the change needed. In the last month, innocent children stabbed leaving school. Aisling Murphy murdered. 2 Sligo men decapitated. This is not Ireland's future. If they do not act soon with their plan of action to ensure Ireland's safety, I will." And I think it's that last sentence that had the Irish authorities sitting up and listening, and whispering in the ears of those at the top of the Irish law enforcement system. They know the strength and depth of his support, and one would assume he's no pauper either. But he did also post out, "Ireland, we are at war." And his response to what should happen to the perpetrator of the attack on women and children a few days ago is unrepeatable on this platform. He's also had a right go at just about every political figure and anyone in authority for their lack of action over dealing with the borders and who is allowed into Ireland, and what he sees as a non-response to these recent stabbings. I don't care about President Higgins' statement, or Varadkar's statement, or Mary Lou's, or Justice McEntees or Garda commissioners. Announce our plan of action. What are we waiting for? Your statements of nothing are absolutely worthless to the solving of this issue. Take action. Fix this situation immediately, he posted. So you might have gathered that he's a bit upset. Now, many lefties are saying that this type of anger directed at those new into the country is actually misdirected anger brought about by the cost of living crisis. Scapegoating, they say. But Mr. McGregor does not look like someone who's being hit by the cost of living crisis. So maybe those lefties should think again. But his speaking out and drawing attention to people's concerns in Ireland has spilled out beyond his country. And as I said, those that have grand plans for our futures and know we won't like them will be upset that McGregor is growing in traction. There is already a growing realisation that what is being experienced in one developed country where lack of border controls is concerned is being replicated in all other developed nations. Almost like there's some hidden hand pulling almost invisible strings to redistribute people around the planet and redistribute the wealth and power into the hands of a select few, a very small select group of elites. And when they see a two-tier response to most events that are unfavourable to the natural population, the people get angry. And when two-tier policing happens right in front of them, they get even angrier. And it seems that McGregor is also feeling that, as well as many, many people in Ireland and the UK and wider afield. And this is exactly what the global establishment did not want to happen. They wanted information to be siloed so people would only be aware of what happens around them and think they are alone. But attempts to split the internet up and regionalise it, as in China, doesn't seem to be going to plan. For example, what would we know about the situation in Ireland and what Conor McGregor thinks without Elon Musk's X? Probably zilch. But the only things the likes of the WEF wants to see on social media is how wonderful not having a country to belong to is. How inspiring it is to own nothing and be happy. And lots of stuff about us filling the elite's pockets with gold so as to address climate change. But all the wrong stuff keeps popping up, doesn't it? And people are no longer listening to their mainstream media that appears for the most part to be establishment controlled. Gone are the days of getting all your information from the BBC 6 o'clock news and buying your favourite daily rag. There are so many other sources, many of them direct from an event as it happens, as well as many differing opinions and views. And hopefully we'll soon see the end in the UK of people just deciding whether it should be red or blue that wins the next general election. Let's hope we see an uprising of something new, just like we've seen in Italy, Argentina and the Netherlands. Just about every government in the developed world is operating in lockstep. The speed may vary, as well as the tactics, but the strategic goal of total control over the people is exactly the same.